This presentation is brought to you by Pleasanton Unified School District social workers and parent liaisons. This presentation is primarily for families who have recently moved to the United States of America within the last year. We will discuss attending Pleasanton Unified School District schools and the different supports that Pleasanton Unified School District has to offer for both academic and social-emotional well-being. The presentation is offered in 4 different languages, including English, Mandarin, Korean, and Spanish. If your native language is not listed, please send an email to parent-liaisons@pleasantonusd.net, and we will try to have a translator provide the information included in this presentation. The goals of this presentation is to provide process and procedures for Pleasanton Unified School District, or PUSD. We will discuss school environment, student support, and your role as an educator. PUSD process and procedures. The parent portal is a helpful system to use when checking your students' grades and missing assignments. While reviewing grades, if you look in the comment section, you will see any concerning behaviors listed, which are just as important as the grades. It is important to remember that teachers do not update the system on a weekly basis, and therefore some of the information may be old. We recommend that you check the parent portal for grades and missing assignments no sooner than every 2 weeks. To purchase lunch at school, a student may use cash, or parents may create an account through SchoolBucks. If you choose to use SchoolBucks, you can put any amount of money on the account by logging onto your account or sending a check in with your student to give to the lunch staff. When purchasing a meal, your student will show the lunch staff his or her school ID, and the SchoolBucks lunch account will be charged. When the amount has decreased, you will receive an email notifying you that the balance is low. Common Core. Since 2010, a number of states across the nation have adopted the same standards for English and math. These standards are called Common Core State Standards, or CCSS. Having the same standards helps all students get a good education, even if they change schools or move to a different state. Teachers, parents, and education experts sign the CCSS to prepare students for success in college and the workplace. However, science is not part of the Common Core and is transitioning to the Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS. Communicating with your teachers is extremely important, more than communicating with your school principal. If your elementary student is struggling in school with their academics or with adjusting to school, please reach out to your student's teacher to seek support. If your middle or high school student is struggling academically, your student should reach out to their teacher to ask for assistance. Teachers often provide extra study time to their students during lunch or before or after school. If your student is struggling with adjusting to school, have your student reach out to the school counselor. In elementary school, the school counselor provides support to students who are struggling with social and emotional skills. At the middle and high school level, the school counselor is primarily responsible for scheduling classes, however also provides social and emotional support. If your student is interested in changing classes, have them reach out to the school counselor to make those changes. Homework is important to complete in a timely manner. In elementary school, homework can be assigned on a weekly basis or on a nightly basis. It will depend on the grade your student is in. In middle and high school, homework is often assigned on a nightly basis. Homework may have different due dates. Please make sure your students know when those dates are. Finally, you must call in an absence when your student is sick. Attendance on a daily basis is very important. The attendance law is the following. California Education Code states that absences are excused for illness, medical appointments, and death of an immediate family member only. Absences for other reasons, even when excused by a parent, is unexcused. Tardy over 30 minutes, except for the above reasons, is also unexcused. Exceptions can be made through pre-approval or independent study. Consequences, if your student is absent more than 10 days, is the possibility of being called to the school site for a SART meeting, which is Student Attendance Review Team, or a SARB meeting, which is Student Attendance Review Board. There are many acronyms you will need to learn, and some of the most important are those dealing with English learners. ELAC, which is English Language Advisory Council, is a committee for parents or other community members who wish to learn about, advocate for, and advise their school on the needs of English learners and our English Learner Program. DLAC, which is the District English Language Advisory Council, is the district level meeting, and LPAC, English Language Proficiency Assessments for California, is the required state test for English language proficiency that must be given to students whose primary language is a language other than English. State and federal law require that school districts administer the LPAC to eligible students from kindergarten through grade 12. This is the way districts support your student in California. Students will attain enough English language to be successful in school before they pass the test. Please attend ELAC meetings at your school site for additional information. Public education in the state of California is changing from solely academic-based to teaching the whole student. Think about, what are your expectations of public education? School Smarts is a parent education program with an operating principle of inclusion, reaching across all parent groups and bringing them together in support of their common interest in helping children succeed. Research shows that parent engagement in education improves student success in schools across all socioeconomic groups. The program offers a 7-session parent academy that educates and empowers parents. Topics include understanding the education system, communicating effectively, advocating for quality education, and the importance of parent involvement. The program's operating principle is inclusion, and the curriculum is available in English, Spanish, Chinese, Arabic, Tagalog, and Vietnamese. Each session includes instructional art activities that reinforce key lessons, which helps build a sense of community and underscores the importance of a complete education that includes the arts. At PUSD and many other districts in the state of California, the school focus is not solely on academics. The focus is on teaching the whole child. Safety is an extremely important feeling that our students must have in order to feel comfortable to learn. There have been many incidents throughout the country where the safety of students in schools have been threatened. PUSD works closely with the Pleasanton Police Department and the City of Pleasanton to assure there are safety plans in place in case of any incident. Social. The school system is a time for children to develop social skills with their peers and with adults. Therefore, many classroom assignments will include working in pairs or in groups. Physical. In the elementary level, it is also very important during recess for students to be active, as of the more physical students can be during their breaks, the more focused they are when they're back in their classroom. Recess allows time for students to both develop their social skills and physical well-being. For middle and high school, technology and cell phones are interfering with their ability to engage in simple conversations. Encourage your student to limit their screen time, or you can limit their screen time yourself. Students receive both support at the school site and at the district office. We will review some of those resources in the next few slides. PUSD has school counselors at all school sites, ranging from a part-time position to many full-time positions. In addition, school social workers are available to provide support for community resources. Finally, in PUSD, students are provided a rigorous academic curriculum to assure college and/or career readiness. Vaping refers to any electronic vaporizers such as e-cigs, vapes, vape pens, vaporizers, and e-hookahs. It is marketed as an alternative to help adults quit smoking tobacco. However, vaping or inhaling vapor from an electronic cigarette has skyrocketed among teens and tweens across the nation. Years of anti-tobacco campaigns aimed at teenagers have students mostly rejecting smoking cigarettes, but many students have tried vaping. While cartridges used in vaping devices like Juuls contain fewer harmful chemicals than traditional cigarettes, some newer models deliver roughly the same amount of nicotine as a cigarette. A cross-section of students are vaping in our schools. We have developed a school activities document for your review. However, we want to review a couple of items. Back to school night occurs at the beginning of the school year. This is a time for parents to meet your student's teacher or teachers without your student present. This is not the time to have a meeting with your student's teacher to discuss specifics. If you are interested in speaking with the teacher, please email and request a meeting. At the end of the school year, each school site will have an open house. The open house is when your student can show you around their classroom and you can observe classwork and projects that have been completed throughout the school year. Both of these events are very exciting for elementary age students. However, middle and high school students are often not interested in attending or in having you attend. It is still very important to attend these events when your student is in middle and high school to remain engaged in their education. In elementary, parents may volunteer in the classroom or on field trips. To do this, they will need to fill out the volunteer form and be cleared before they may be present in the classroom. To drive on field trips, you will also need to provide proof of car insurance. There are many classroom parties that take place in elementary school. Please refer to the activities document for information. In middle or high school, otherwise known as secondary, parents rarely volunteer in the classrooms. However, there are still opportunities for parents to volunteer on field trips, during extracurricular activities, dances, and during promotion events. If you would like to participate in these activities, please contact your school site to be cleared. PUSD has implemented a framework called Positive Behavior Interventions and Support, or PBIS. This framework is to create a positive school climate through developing 3 to 5 positively stated school rules, an acknowledgement system, and a discipline system. In PUSD, if a student displays a problem behavior, they may receive an infraction which could result in being sent to the office. These consequences are given instead of physical punishment. This framework provides all students with common language to ensure predictability and safety. The goal of this framework is to decrease negative behaviors and to increase positive student-to-student and student-to-teacher relationships. The state of California has set classroom limits for grades kindergarten through 12th, which are the following. Kindergarten through 3rd grade may have no more than 25 students. 4th grade and above may have no more than 33 students. As you are new to the school district, your student may not have been placed in the elementary school that is closest to your home. Due to the class limits stated before, some of our new students must be overflowed to other school sites and be placed on a wait list for their home school. The home school will not disclose to you where your student is on the wait list. However, as soon as a spot opens for your student, the home school will contact you and inquire if you would like to change to their school site. Student supports at your school site include your student's teacher, the school counselor, the principal or assistant principal, the office staff, and the parent liaison. As I stated before, when your student is struggling with academics, the first person to reach out to is your student's teacher. At the middle or high school level, your student could then reach out to their school counselor, who may be able to assist with academic concerns and emotional concerns. If you feel you are not getting the results you desire, contact your school site's principal or assistant principal for support. Please be aware that they will inquire if you have initially reached out to the teacher or school counselor. The staff in the office are also extremely helpful to learn information about school sites, activities such as upcoming events, calendar schedules, attendance, volunteer clearances, and more. And finally, the parent liaisons are available to help parents navigate school systems and to connect them to school resources. Student supports at the district level are school nurses, which conduct vision and hearing screenings and are available for students who have medical needs. The school nurse is not on site at all times. There is a health clerk on site, however, she is not a nurse. She is present to help students if they are injured or not feeling well. Special education is for students who are struggling with their academics and who can qualify for services through assessment testing. If you are concerned about your students' academics, please speak with your student's teacher first. School social workers work with students and families when services outside of the school setting is needed. Your school counselor should be able to refer you to a school social worker. Your role in your student's education is to get your student to school on time and daily, unless your student is sick. Please understand that adjustments to a new school system needs a balance of academics, social interactions, and emotional well-being. Your student may be advanced in subjects like math, however, with Common Core, the requirement is your student must be able to provide an explanation for the answer. This requires your student to dig into the subject so they can understand the terms and learn how to apply what they have learned to everyday life. This is to help prepare students for not just college readiness, yet also for career readiness. Finally, be aware that your students' adjustment to Pleasanton may occur faster than yours as they are immersed in the new culture for the majority of their day. Check in with friends or the parent liaisons if your student is telling you that something is the American way of doing things and it does not feel right.